Hi, I'm QDC. What we're going to build today is one of Tamiya's older kits called the Panzer Kampfwagen II Model FG, better known as the Panzer II tank. This is Tamiya's older kits that are still on the market, and the reason why I bought it was mostly because of my youth. When I was very young, I wanted to buy this kit for myself, but I never had a chance to do it. So as an adult, I just simply bought it and I wanted to build it. When I opened up the box, I found out that the kit was easy to build, a little bit too easy for my tastes. So I wanted to make this into more of a challenge. So I decided that I'm going to make this tank into a damaged tank, a knocked out tank. This is the first time I'm going to make a knocked out tank, so it's going to be a learning experience for me. Let's go ahead and start building. Let's go take a look inside this box. We have the tracks, the upper hull, the lower hull, and looks like figures, decal, turret, and wheels. Before we start building the model kit, I want to show you something on my computer. You're looking at right now a picture of a damaged tank in the African desert, and I want to focus your attention on to the road wheels here. The heat was so intense that it popped the wheels off the suspension system, and the entire color of the tank has turned into a very dark sooty color, and the hatches are black, and that's because the fire came right out of it. I'm going to try to replicate that on my model. What you're looking at right now is a road wheel for the tank. Now the road wheel has rubber wrapped around the entire metal of the wheel. Now in this knocked out tank, I'm going to represent that fire caught onto the wheels and melted all the rubber away. So the first step is I need to use my sprue cutter and cut off most of the excess rubber. Now I'm using my hobby knife to smooth out the rough cuts. Now using my file, I'm going to smooth out the imperfections even further. I want to show you what I've done so far. I completed the suspension on one end, and I've added the wheels and the tracks, but on the other end, on the other side, I left it all alone. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm representing that this tank caught on fire on one end, and all the road wheels popped right on out because of heat of the fire. I'm going to put the tracks and lay it right on top of the suspension system, drooping down. I'm going to add battle damage to my tank, and the easiest way for me to add battle damage to this model is for me to thin out the fenders. The fenders on this model kit is in one piece that's along with the upper hull, and I want to thin this out and bend it. In order for me to do that, I'm going to use my Dremel tool with a steel cutter bit right here. Now I'm going to use my fingers to bend the fenders. The most important battle damage for this tank is for me to portray the actual round that destroyed this tank. What you're looking at right here that I'm pointing at is the storage bin for this tank. It's made out of a very thin sheet metal. I'm portraying that the anti-tank round hit the storage bin, went through the sheet metal, through the armor plating, and went into the actual tank itself, which caused the explosion and fire. In order for me to portray the actual anti-tank round penetration, I'm going to use my Dremel tool and thin out this plastic right over here. Since I thinned out the storage bin right here with the Dremel tool, now I'm going to use my hobby knife and make a hole. This 20mm gun does not have a hole in it, so I'm going to use my hobby knife and make one. I just finished completing the entire assembly, and given the fact that this model kit was first manufactured in 1971, it's pretty darn good. I like it a lot. Everything is very well detailed given the fact of its age, and what I like about this kit the most was really my own modifications. I like the fact that I actually thinned out and bent the fenders here, 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 and here, made the hole, and also draped the tracks and made the battle damage of the wheels being burnt up over here. It's ready for painting and weathering. It's time for me to paint my model tank. But before that, I had some questions about my homemade hood and what's it made out of. My homemade hood is really just a simple various parts that I bought at my local hardware store. This is a clear plastic bid. This is a bathroom fan, and this is a simple dryer hose. I want to give my model a shadow, so I'm going to paint my entire model black. I just switched over to my airbrush, and now I'm going to paint the main color. I'm going to create chip paint. Chip paint for this scene comes from the fire. And so what I've done was, instead of using enamel paints for the main coat, I switched over to acrylic paints. And with this stiff brush, I'm going to just simply bounce this around and scrub along the entire tank. And eventually, some of the paint will just simply wash away and create these chip marks. I just gave a filter of light gray for the entire model, and I made a mistake. Earlier I told you that when this fire, basically there'll be chip paint. That's not true. I just found out that when fire happens, there is no cause of chip paint. But it still looks cool though. So right now I'm going to give some smoke throughout the entire model, and I'm going to use pastel chalks. I'm using a stiff brush and a black pastel chalk. I'm going to just transfer some of the chalk onto the brush and brush onto areas where I believe there's going to be smoke. I completed my model and I decided that I wanted my model to be a diorama. So I made a plywood base and stained it, and I'm going to use ordinary tile grout for my ground material and sprinkle it with more tile grout of a different color. I'm using pastel chalk to put some soot onto the ground. I'm finished. So this is the completed model kit complete with the diorama, and it looks very, very good to me. I'm more surprised about my skills in making this kit and making it into a diorama. It just looks really, really good. I really like the battle damage that I've done right here, and all the smoke that I've done there, and also I like the burnt out wheels here and the soot that's on the ground. Very good, very impressive. This model kit was a very easy and fun model to build. I highly recommend this model kit for all beginners because it's really easy to make. Now for me, this easy model kit turned out to be something very simple, something extraordinary, and I really enjoyed building this knocked-out tank. What you're about to see next is a video slideshow of the entire completed model kit. But before I go, just because I put this video here on YouTube, it doesn't make me an expert at model kit building. I am not an expert. I'm just a regular guy just like you. I hope this video encouraged you to build a model kit of your own. Either it's a model tank, a model plane, a model train, a model ship, or even an automobile. It doesn't matter. In the end, it's all about having fun. I'm QDC. Thanks for watching and have a great day.